Influencer and content creator Nikita Dragun was arrested in Florida this week, and court records show she was walking around naked at a hotel pool, and when the security officers confronted her, she threw water at them. She's charged with felony battery of law enforcement and also disorderly conduct.
Hi Dragons, what's up? It's Nick Dragun. I am transgender.
Bad bitches, every city in my tribe. Look behind. Booty dominate the world, peaches ripe.
I mean, he's amazing. I love James.
Hot. Masculine.
Straight.
Do I have to stay here in the men's unit still?
Nikita Dragun just went off on someone on Twitter after they made some comments about her skin tone. She was so heated that she announced that she will be, quote, social distancing from you whack.
You guys, I am fully aware a lot of people are going to say stuff about the hair choice.
I'ma still be a all my ladies know they can't take the shine, they can't take the glow. Tell these boys that it's mine, pussy sitting on the throne. Never switch on your chick, that's some bitch code. Cut your trick, fry 'em up in that Crisco. Fuck the grid, I'ma dip to a flip phone. On the splits, every lick is a shitload. Elevate, blow a kiss, I'm a bitch mode. Got some ice on my lips, on my tits cold. Calling all the pretty girls in your zip code. I need all my skinny bitches in my big house.
Oh no, I have to pee. Here I go. Oh no.
Hi, baby.
A bad bitch get work too, okay?
Oh what? Oh what? Oh what? Oh what? Oh relax. The cars. I'm unburned. Try it.
Girl, this is not Game of Thrones.
The Nikita Dragun that we all know and love has completely disappeared. And you don't just disappear when you're as famous as Nikita Dragun. At one point, she was the moment. Millions of followers, mainly following her for her transformation journey, applauding her as she sat front row at fashion weeks, and cheering her on for several beauty ventures which would initially start off successful but would eventually find its way over to TK Maxx. At one point, she was the it girl, untouchable, uncancelable, with drama cycles that were so consistent that it has better scheduling than your local rail line. Nikita Dragun might have started off as a beauty influencer, but she eventually kind of turned into a reality TV show producer, meticulously orchestrating an extremely engaging storyline, even if she wrote herself as the villain. And for a while, it worked, because the internet loves a main character, especially one that treats controversy like it's a loyalty program. Like, oh, you're canceling me? That's 9 stamps. One more and you get a free insincere apology video. Because in Nikita's world, all press was good press. Scandals that would be life-altering for other public figures were to her just another day in the tabloids. But then something shifted. The posts slowed down. The hype kind of cooled off. The timeline, which used to be a 24/7 Nikita Dragun marathon, suddenly looked like it had just been put on pause. No big goodbye, no I'm taking time to reflect notes post, not even a dramatic YouTube return with a title that reads The Truth, with suspiciously good lighting and shot in 4K. She was just gone. Silence where there used to be absolute chaos. How does a person go from dominating the internet and the algorithm to becoming somebody that people have to Google and say, what is it that they did again? From being literally everywhere to becoming a person that people only reference in past tense. Because Nikita's story isn't just about fame and glitz and glam and promotions and endorsements and brand deals. It's about what happens when your entire career runs on attention. And what happens when the attention turns on you? When the lines between iconic and exhausting just becomes a little bit too thin. When the internet decides we've seen enough. So welcome to the extremely chaotic life of Nikita Dragun that has caused many people like myself to ask, whatever happened to Nikita Dragun? And trust me, it is a lot more messier than you remember. But one thing that will never be cancelled in my household is today's sponsor, Bellesa. Now, guys, I need you to stay with me right now because this honestly had me shook. Because Bellesa has done something that honestly has had me gagged. They have come through with their very first set of silent toys. Yes, that's right. You heard me. Silent. The brains at Bellesa have created what they call whisper tech, and it somehow delivered us an assortment of brand new toys in various different shapes and sizes that hit the right spot, and oh, it is silent. It is so insane. They are all so incredibly quiet. Full power, full velocity, and silent. So of course I had to hook you up. So we're doing a giveaway with Bellesa so that literally everybody wins a free toy. Meet the Whisper Collection. Bellesa's new Whisper Tech makes sure that you never need to choose between power and discretion. But before we get into the details, let me show you the silence that is involved in this collection, okay? I'm having to put my hands underneath the desk to show you this because last time I showed my video got demonetized. Thank you, YouTube. But I need you to listen to this. Just come in close. Bitch. Exactly. You cannot hear anything. These are so luxurious and so aesthetic, and they pack a serious punch. In fact, my favorite in this collection is the rose, which a lot of you got free with your last order of Bellesa. And it is so incredibly powerful that it almost brought a tear to my eye, but somehow completely quiet. And I love it because you can do whatever you want without waking up the entire house. Or even, for the girlies who know, your partner's sleeping right next to you. And it is now in whatever format you desire. You have the Whisper Bullet, and then there is the Whisper Rabbit, the Whisper Vibe, as well as the Whisper Wand for the girls who like a magic wand moment. Bippity boppity boop, bitch. And obviously you have my personal favorite, the Rose. But honestly, this collection of are so fantastic. You need to see it and not hear it to believe it. And that's why I am hooking you all up. Every single person who signs up wins a free Whisper Vibe or a free Suction Rose. And that gift will come to you free if you order anything within the Whisper collection. So make sure that you guys click the link in the description box down below to get yourself a brand new Whisper toy. With that being said, I'd like to say a massive thank you to Bellesa for sponsoring today's video. Make sure that you guys go to the description box down below and make sure you purchase from the Whisper collection so that you guys can get your hands on a brand new free Whisper Vibe or a Rose Suction. Make sure you click the link in the description box down below. It greatly helps my channel when you do. But the big question truly is, the toy can stay silent, but can you? And without further ado, let's get straight into the rest of the video. Nikita Dragun, known as Nikita Dragun, was born on the 31st of January 1996. She was actually born in Belgium and raised in Springfield, Virginia in the United States. She is biracial with a Vietnamese dad and a Mexican mother. She was raised alongside her 3 siblings, her brother Vincalo, her sister Allegra, and Tal, who has since gone through a gender transition of their own since first being introduced to us as Nikita Dragun's sister. Now, Nikita comes from an extremely happy background. Her parents are ultra supportive of her and seem to always allow Nikita Dragun to just completely be herself. Nikita Dragun even did an interview with her parents asking them about how they deal with having a transgender child. And Nikita's mother's response to this question was so heartwarming and genuinely makes me think like every single person should grow up in this kind of household.
Ultimately, as a parent, That's what I want. I never want one of my children hurt either by society or on their own means, because they're in a dark place.
Yeah.
I just want you to know that we've got your back. We totally support you. We love you. We accept you. Pink, polka dots, stripes, rainbows, or whatever it may be. Always ask all of our children, just be authentic, live your life with honor, honor to yourself and honor to the family. And beyond that,
Be happy.
be happy.
Yeah.
Be happy.
Even Nikita Dragun's sister, Allegra, frequently posts about her on Instagram. And just so we're clear, Allegra and Nikita have an 8-year age gap. But there have been numerous posts on her account of tributes to Nikita Dragun. For instance, one of them said, "This little girl was unstoppable. She had a fire in her eye that could not be extinguished." Now, in 2015, Nikita Dragun decided to take the big move and move to LA from Springfield. She did that to pursue a degree at the Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising, and then went on to get her bachelor's degree in beauty marketing and product development, which will become extremely handy for the rest of Nikita Dragun's future. However, in that same year, Nikita Dragun would actually come out as transgender. On December 28th, 2015, Nikita Dragun would release a video titled "I Am Transgender." And this video would pretty much be the video to launch her entire YouTube career.
And it's finally time for me to share something with you guys. I am transgendered. Well, I wanted to start off by just stating the fact that I am transgendered, and I want to let you guys know how just appreciative I am of all the things that you guys have given me recently, and the support and everything that you guys have shown me, and the love that I have never received in my entire life, just from people I've never known. And these past months of just moving to LA and experiencing life on my own has been just so surreal for me.
And it's because of Nikita Dragun's public display of coming out and the documentation of her transition journey, like her facial feminization surgery, her breast augmentation, etc., that is pretty much what solidified her as a prominent trans voice within the beauty community. Nikita Dragun opened her channel in February of 2013, and it initially started out with posting makeup tutorials, or she would go on to document her transition journey, as well as creating self-empowerment videos. But ultimately, she would end up just settling to do vlog-style content. And Nikita Dragun isn't some kind of a small fry content creator. As of right now, she has over 27 million followers across all social media platforms. And her YouTube channel, which was her main platform at one point, has amassed over 3.3 million subscribers. Bearing in mind, she actually hasn't posted to YouTube in well over 4 years. Now, in order to understand Nikita Dragun's prominence, you really need to understand the beauty community. Now, between 2012 to say 2018, there was only a small group of influencers that were creating beauty content that pretty much just became like celebrities. And those individuals would be Jeffree Star, Manny MUA, Laura Lee, Gabriel Zamora, Nikki Tutorials, Jaclyn Hill, and Nikita Dragun. And these individuals pretty much shaped the beauty community it is that we know today, like individuals like Michaela Noguera. Jaclyn Hill ran so Michaela Noguera could walk. And everybody in the community had their own thing. Like, for instance, Nikki Tutorials had a series called The Power of Makeup. And basically it was a series where she would put on makeup in order to transform herself. And we have to remember, this is like 2012 onwards, and the majority of us were still applying Dream Matte Mousse on with our hands. But Nikki Tutorials comes in and she shows us brushes. She shows us fun colors and how not to be boring with makeup. Then you have Manny MUA, who was just like the beauty boy of makeup. Manny was the masculine presenting man who showed us all that makeup doesn't have a gender. We have Jackie Aina, who was one of the pioneers for shade inclusivity within the beauty community. I genuinely don't believe that we would have brands like Fenty or the shade inclusivity of other brands if there wasn't a Jackie Aina. I don't like her, but I'll give that girl a 10. She did that. And then we have Laura Lee, the country girl who showed that makeup can be accessible. And then there was Jaclyn Hill, the girl who showed everybody that beauty influencers can be a billboard for advertisement.
Morphe brush, Morphe brush, Morphe. The owner of Morphe and Morphe fabrics by Morphe. Morphe, it has Morphe, the new one by Morphe. The Morphe brush, Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette, Morphe. Oh my god, it's Morphe.
And then on the flip side, we had Jeffree Star, who is a makeup mogul in his own right, whose opinions when it comes to reviews couldn't be bought.
Oh, this looks kind of nasty. Jesus Christ. Are these brushes Jeffree Star approved? They're not. This feels like it's from the Dollar Tree. Girl, I feel like I look a fucking hot mess. We're not recommending this. If you have seen the viral picture, run from it, girl.
And then there was Nikita Dragun, and her thing was bringing makeup to the mainstream for the T-girls, showing us all how makeup can be gender-affirming care. And for many people who may not have been around in this era of YouTube with the beauty gurus, with the main beauty gurus, you might not understand how huge this was. For instance, Marlena Stell of Makeup Geek was the first person to really put to the forefront for beauty and cosmetic brands to show them that you can literally model your entire business concept around influencer marketing. If it wasn't for Marlena Stell taking that leap to put money behind the voices that people trusted, I promise you, your next door neighbor who is currently online right now selling TikTok shop would not exist. And because beauty content was so fresh and new on YouTube at the time, there was no competition really. The oversaturation we see of beauty content creators was not a thing back then. You couldn't be a person who enjoyed beauty content like we do today and watch one of many individuals. Everyone chose one of the big 8 content creators. And because of the dedicated following these beauty influencers had generated, back then, especially around 2015 and 16, beauty influencers could quite easily do way over 1 million views per video. That was not abnormal. Whereas the only beauty content creator right now who is still doing over 1 million views per video is Nikki Tutorials. Everybody else is struggling to scrape those kind of views on YouTube by only doing beauty content. And just to put that into perspective, The Simpsons at present only gets between 1 to 2 million views per episode. And there were beauty influencers like Nikki Tutorials and Jaclyn Hill who were averaging 3 million views per video. This is before the original adpocalypse, so they were making so much money off their advertisement revenue. So literally overnight, these influencers became celebrities. And then there were other things like the beauty conventions. Oh my goodness. Every year at the Los Angeles Convention Center, there would be BeautyCon. And if you were to see what it was like back in the day with these influencers roaming around the normies, it was like they were celebrities. People flagging them down to take photographs with them. People crying, people fainting. It really was that crazy. And because of this, some of the influencers had developed a bit of an attitude. And that was actually where the birth of the beauty drama community started. When Sanders Kennedy, the godfather of beauty commentary, made a video about some entitled influencers that he had encountered at BeautyCon. And I say all of this so that we can put into perspective how huge it is that Nikita Dragun was a part of the OG beauty YouTuber gang. She was a celebrity. She was adored by many. She was friends with some of the top influencers. She was getting brand deals and endorsements, brand trips and collaborations. She was so connected to the community that she was making money hand over fist. And this is important because I have a theory as to why we are where we are at with Nikita Dragun right now. So between 2015, when Nikita Dragun really popped off, to 2017, Nikita Dragun hadn't really been involved in any kind of controversy. That was until she became friendly with the person we all know, Gollum himself, Jeffree Star. So in the year 2017, Nikita Dragun and Jeffree Star have done a few collaborations together. Jeffree Star being androgynous and Nikita Dragun being a pioneer for beauty influencers who are trans, and the makeup industry in general being a very inclusive LGBTQIA plus positive community. This was pretty much like a match made in heaven. Well, that would be until the blackface/blackfishing controversy of March 2017. So here's what happened. The notorious androgynous Jeffree Star had created a palette called Androgyny, and he hired Nikita Dragun to be a model a part of the campaign. However, when the pictures from this photo shoot went public, Nikita Dragun's skin looks significantly darker. And we're not just talking 1 or 2 shades darker, we're talking she's blacker than my own children. Now, I have a sneaky conspiracy that this was an intentional thing, because Jeffree Star has kind of mastered the science of controversy driving sales. It's kind of well known if you're around the beauty community that Jeffree Star will have a huge controversy just before he's about to release something, bringing all eyes towards him, whether it's positive press or whether it's negative press. It really doesn't make a difference as long as the eyes are on him for when he releases or drops whatever it is that he's about to drop. And this isn't something that Jeffree Star has done when it's been exclusive to makeup. He's done it with his yak farm. He's done it with his merch sales. I mean, somebody even posted to Reddit, and if I can find that post from like literally years ago, I will show you guys that somebody has been able to do like a timeline of showing how Jeffree Star has a controversy and how it coincides within literally 1 month of each controversy with a launch of some kind. And we also have to remember that all of this drama is taking place well before Jeffree Star has released his racism apology video. So a lot of people were already under the assumption that Jeffree Star was a racist because he'd never addressed it. And then he does a photo shoot with Nikita Dragun where she is visibly extremely dark. It got the people talking, and as you can expect, the androgyny palette sold out. Now, at the time when people were calling Nikita Dragun out for blackfishing and even Jeffree Star out for blackfishing, and in some cases people actually saying that they were doing blackface, Nikita Dragun really didn't go out of her way to address the controversy online. Now, at this point in time, Jeffree Star is literally the top dog of the beauty influencer space. So it could be potentially that she didn't want to F up this really good thing it is that she had with a collaborator. Or there's the other side of the coin, which is my personal conspiracy, that she may have been aware that this was going to be done in order to drum up controversy. Because usually when influencers find themselves in their first ever controversy, they seem to react really fast and then just start flapping about trying to explain themselves. But Nikita didn't do that. She stayed composed, she posted the promotional pictures, and she didn't say anything else. If she was confronted by paparazzi in interviews about the blackface incident, she would speak about how she's biracial and how she has multiple ethnicities, how she goes tan and then she goes pale, and that she's somewhere in between because she's Latin.
And my mom is full Mexican and my dad is Vietnamese, so when I tan, naturally I get this dark.
Now, some people online argued that even with you being biracial, Vietnamese and Mexican, regardless, you would never turn that color. I mean, even if you go over to Nikita Dragun's post about the Jeffree Star Cosmetics launch, you will see that people are saying, Nikita, please, yikes, Lord help us, what the actual fuck? No, Nikita, bitch, you see what I'm seeing when I look at this picture. Please don't play with me or my eyes. Nikita Dragun actually spoke to 17 magazine and gave them an actual real statement. And this is what it is that she said. It's very unfortunate that a section of the community is choosing to interpret and liken my image in Jeffree Star's campaign to blackface. She said that the message of the campaign was supposed to be about inclusivity, and that the creative design for the imagery called for high contrast between light and shadow in low lighting, which lends itself to creating a mood for the imagery. But then, as you can imagine, a lot of people were like, well, if you needed darker tones for the photo shoot in order to create this effect, why not hire a darker skinned model? I'm half Mexican and half Southeast Asian, and I normally get extremely tan. Let's not trip over a spray tan. And in response to this, Jeffree Star then tweeted at Nikita Dragun by saying, sorry people are being so cruel. It's gross how mean and sadistic people are. And for me, when I heard those responses, especially the one it is that Nikita Dragun gave to 17 magazine, I was like, oh girl, somebody wrote that for you. Now, whilst I don't deny that Nikita Dragun is educated and could probably put together a reasonable response to this, just the wording and the verbiage of the statement is just giving crisis management team at a PR firm. Like, it literally hits all the markers. Number one, state that you are a minority too. Number two, state that you are okay with it. Number three, flip it back on the audience and gaslight them and tell them that they're weird for thinking that way and that maybe they should work on their internalized racism. So that was in March of 2017. So let's flash forward to May of 2018. Because if you think that the blackfishing scandal could have just stopped there and promoted Jeffree Star's product and everybody just moved on, this is where, in my humble opinion, Nikita Dragun saw a formula and went, hold on, that attention was worth it. I'm being interviewed by 17 magazine. I'm being interviewed by Vogue. I've got a crisis management team who are putting together really good statements for me. Bitch, I'm a celebrity. So, in my personal opinion, I don't think this was ignorance because she was already called out for this kind of behavior in the past. I believe that Nikita Dragun decided to go forth in 2018 and press more people of color's buttons. Because in May 2018, Nikita Dragun was called out for cultural appropriation. Nikita Dragun went over to Harajuku and decided to wear a wig that resembled locks. Now, I must say, I'm a little bit too Jamaican and British for this, but when I tell you that the internet lost their ever-loving mind over this photo, they truly did. Now, in America, culturally, locks is usually used for a protected specific group, usually people of African-American origin, or just black people in general. However, I'm a Jamaican who has numerous different Rastafarians in my family, and Rastafarianism, especially the religion that encourages you to continuously grow your locks as part of a ritualistic spiritual practice, that's not a closed religion. There are mixed race Rastafarians, there are white Rastafarians, there are Chinese Rastafarians, there are Southeast Asian Rastafarians. So for me personally, seeing somebody who is not black wearing locks doesn't give me the same anger it is that I saw, especially at this time, online from black African Americans. And usually my main argument, especially when it comes to like cultural appropriation and appropriating hairstyles, is you need to give the hairstyle the respect it deserves. Like, let's not try and rename things. For instance, the other day, I think it was like Vogue magazine, they'd posted into their article about cloud puffs. An afro girl. They were talking about afros. So my thing is, if you give the hairstyle the respect it is that it deserves, and you don't do it in a way to misrepresent yourself as part of that culture or a particular racial demographic, then as far as I'm concerned, do what you want with your hair. These pink locks are quite clearly a wig, so it's not like this protective style is going to do any kind of damage to her actual hair. So for me, I don't give a crap. But the internet, especially after the situation in 2017 with the darker skin tone, the majority of the internet just saw it as Nikita Dragun once again appropriating black culture. However, I will say again that knowing Nikita's standing within the POC community, especially after the blackfishing scandal of the Jeffree Star cosmetics situation, I think she was aware of what kind of attention this would garner, hence why she did it. Again, no press is bad press. And then next up, we have Nikita Dragun's involvement in Dramageddon 1 in 2018. Now, on this channel, I have made numerous different videos about Dramageddon, numerous different videos on James Charles, We Will Never Forget What You Did. So I am not going to discuss with you Dramageddon 1. I feel like we have done it ad nauseum. But what I will say is that I think it was about a year and a half ago, I made a tweet on Twitter that for some reason ended up getting shared all over social media because I can't shut my mouth. But just to explain where I was coming from, I was extremely exasperated by the idea that so many of these influencers who had held so much of the drama community of that time, including people like myself, hostage for so many years, swearing us to secrecy with various pieces of information which would have likely have made people understand where we're coming from. It just pissed me off one day that these secrets are still kept, and the drama commentators who were burdened with this information never got to have justice. So basically, I spilled the beans on all of the drama tea it was that I had heard behind the scenes, not first-hand information, just let me be clear here. Because when you look at the first Dramageddon through this lens, it truly puts into perspective why that photo that Gabriel Zamora posted, bitches be bitter because without them we're doing better, caused the absolute ripple within the beauty community that it did. And why many people within the beauty and drama community, which by the way, both of these communities are majority queer, felt compelled to stand up for Jeffree Star because in this instance, he was standing up against transphobia. Little did all of us naive drama commentators know that nothing Jeffree Star ever does is selfless and that he really is only out for himself. But let me read out to you what it is that I said about a year and a half ago, just putting that whole shit to rest. So I tweeted, you know what's worse is that I have so many beauty industry secrets that I've kept. Like the fact that Manny MUA and Jeffree Star fell out over Nikita Dragun. And that's why the first Dramageddon happened. Because Manny MUA wouldn't stick up for Nikita against his alleged transphobic dad. But Nikita ended up dropping him like a hot pocket for Manny MUA anyway. That's why the bitches be bitter because we're doing better picture was such a huge deal. There are so many things that these influencers told us that we were told not to tell you. I could write a book, honestly. I expanded further because people had questions because that was a very vague post, so granted. So I said, okay, so rumor has it that Nikita Dragun was allegedly getting very close to Manu MUA's brother and Manny's dad wasn't very happy about it and allegedly called Nikita some names that aren't very nice and influenced Manny's brother to not continue whatever kind of relationship it is that he had with Nikita. Jeffree was allegedly horrified by that and told Manny that he needs to stand up to his father. However, Manny allegedly stated to Jeffree that his father had only just gotten over him being gay and this was too much for him. Jeffree didn't respect that and said if he can't stand for what he believes in, then they can't work together. And that's why their collab, because if you remember, there was supposed to be a Luna Beauty and Jeffree Star Cosmetics collaboration palette going on that just kind of disappeared. This is why their collab got dropped, allegedly. So when that picture that Gabriel posted went out, bitches be bitter because without them we're doing better, with Nikita being cozy to Manny, it became a huge deal for Jeffree, especially seems it was liked by Manny because Manny MUA was liking the post. That was like the whole thing that started the controversy. Allegedly proving to Jeffree that they all knew about it. That is also why the Manny MUA is a bad friend narrative started. Gabriel ran with, I shouldn't have gotten involved. Laura Lee was honestly just collateral damage, poor thing, because Jeffree Star's fucking community came through and found every racist thing that came out of that bitch's mouth. But the reality is that it was all over Manny's father. This is all alleged and secondhand information from people who are also close to Jeffree. I'll let you work out who that is. But I'm out. So the narrative that was ongoing online was that Jeffree Star was upset for not being included with his friends and that they'd had some kind of friendship fallout. When the reality was, the things it is that I was hearing behind the scenes, was that Jeffree Star wanted Manny MUA to stand up to his transphobic father. The irony in all of this, because Jeffree Star has now become possibly one of the biggest transphobes within the beauty community, but I digress. Like, let's be so fucking for real, Jeffree. How can you walk around wearing dresses all the time, yet have a problem with drag queen story time? Like, get a fucking grip. Nigga, you look like you could host drag queen story time. But the reason I put this into Nikita Dragun's list of controversies isn't just because she was involved in the picture that Gabriel Zamora put up. It's because the actual fucking drama was about Nikita, allegedly. So I heard through the grapevine from people who are close to Jeffree Star, with a name that rhymes with $6. Now, when Jeffree Star fans started going out of their way to find racist tweets from Laura, racist tweets from Gabriel Zamora, racist encounters from Manny MUA when he said something horrible about a guy who was driving his Uber, they also found some racist things to do with Nikita Dragun. However, Nikita Dragun's response to this controversy is, here we go, you ready? I was a different person back then because I was a boy. I'm leaving it there. I ain't saying no more. People felt like it was a cop-out. I'm inclined inclined to think the same because, girl, you could have just said, I'm sorry. And I was very young because I think the tweets that people had brought up from Nikita Dragun was when Nikita Dragun was like a minor. So I wouldn't hold Nikita Dragun's tweets with the same gravity that I would handle Laura Lee's tweets when she was in her mid-20s. One was likely raised with bigoted thoughts. The other one was literally a grown adult. So then let's flash forward to the end of 2018 in December, where Nikita Dragun actually finally was able to garner herself some positive press. But also, again, my conspiracy is this changes the course of Nikita Dragun's career. Because I genuinely believe that from this point forward, Nikita Dragun was no longer regarded as a beauty influencer or a beauty girl. She was then more closely regarded as a public figure, an it girl, a socialite, if you will. So in December 2018, there was this whole controversy to do with Victoria's Secrets. Ed Razek, the chief marketing officer of L Brands, the parent company of Victoria's Secret, came under fire in November 2018 after stating in an interview with Vogue that he did not think that lingerie should include transsexuals in its annual runway show. His argument for this statement, which by the way included plus-size models as well as trans models, was that he didn't believe that they could give the fantasy. Now, Ed would go on to make a public apology on the brand's socials because of the extreme negative press that Victoria's Secret was getting based on his comments, stating that his remarks came off as insensitive. All right, insensitive, bro. Okay. So in response to this, Nikita Dragun in December 2018 decided to post on all of her socials, I think it was Instagram, as well as Twitter at the time, if I'm not mistaken, of a video of her in lingerie with a massive set of wings, very Victoria's Secret-esque, with a caption that read the following: "Dear Victoria's Secret, you said that trans women can't sell the fantasy. So here I am, a trans woman selling the fantasy." Now, the tweet and the Instagram post garnered so much attention. We are talking well over 15, 16 million engagements and likes. And truly, Nikita Dragun had proved her point. Nikita Dragun is beautiful. Like, let that not be understated. And her body's tea. So when people asked her how she was able to conjure up the confidence to create such a masterpiece, honestly, she said that it was pussy stunting. And this would become a catchphrase of Nikita Dragun's for quite some time. But I also think that pussy stunting is potentially the downfall of her career. I'll explain why in a moment. So then in 2019, Victoria's Secret decides to be a little bit more inclusive when they decided to hire their first ever trans model. However, the Victoria's Secret show would be no more because the show itself would end up getting cancelled in November of 2019. So then, because Nikita Dragun is a petty bitch, rightfully petty, might I add, she decides to go on another victory lap and starts posting the video again all over her socials.
I remember this time last year.
Oh my God.
You spoke out against Victoria's Secret, who had claimed that they had no interest in hiring a transgender model in any of their shows. And of course, this year they canceled that fashion show. What was your reaction to that?
I mean, I think a lot of it, first of all, I do want to say, like, when people were watching that video, they're like, why does this trans girl want to be a Victoria's Secret model? She's like 5'4", like da-da-da. But that was never the point of the video. It was just to state that a trans woman or plus size woman or any woman can serve the fantasy and no man would ever be able to tell me differently.
Bro, you served it. You served it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And so having this video go on and now having over 16 million views on Twitter and Instagram, and last year the show only having 3 million views themselves, I think it just really proved a point. And to be the year anniversary to the day, by the way, to the day, it changed my life forever because it really showed me that, you know, posting things is one thing, obviously, but, you know, I really do have a platform and I have a voice. And I think a lot of times I never asked to be a role model to anybody, but that is just the thing that has come upon me. And this video really showed me that, you know, you really can change the world from just these little quote unquote posts or videos or whatever. It's wild. It started such a crazy movement.
Now, after the cancelled show of 2019, Victoria's Secret did eventually come back in 2021. when they announced a more inclusive rebrand, which essentially validated everything it was that Nikita Dragun had been advocating for since 2018. Okay, so then we have 2019. Now, 2019 was a very busy year for controversies for Nikita Dragun. First off, we have the ongoing blackfishing. People were continuously critiquing Nikita Dragun for her dark complexion with her self-tanning, alleging that she was trying to attempt a more racially ambiguous look. If I'm not mistaken, at this point, the blackfishing comments was just such a regularity with Nikita Dragun that many people within the black community on black Twitter started calling Nikita Nagita. And honestly, that's the only word I've known Nikita by for like several years now. Like when somebody goes, do you know who Nikita is? I'm like, what, Nagita? But that wasn't the only controversy. We also had the James Charles situation with Dramageddon 2. Now again, I've made numerous different videos on the Dramageddons. I am definitely not going to get into it today. If you would like to check it out, it'll be somewhere on the screen. However, the important thing to know about Dramageddon 2 as it pertains to Nikita Dragun is that Tati Westbrook was upset with James Charles for promoting a competing hair supplement company called Sugar Bear Hair. Now, at this time, Tati Westbrook had launched and had previously had the support of James Charles for her own brand, Halo Beauty, which is another hair growth supplement company, I guess. Honestly, back then, everyone was gagging over the supplements, and I never understood it. I really didn't. It was legitimately just a supplement subscription program and very consumerist, and y'all all bought into it. When in America, you have a CVS. And Britain, we have Holland and Barrett babes. The biotin it is that you get from Halo is exactly the same biotin it is that you can get at the checkout of any fucking store. But I digress. The whole thing was James Charles wanted to go to Coachella, and he paid for some tickets to go to Coachella, but he didn't have the artist pass, he didn't have the backstage pass. He needs security, it's such a big deal. So Sugar Bear Hair Company decided to give him these tickets in compensation for him promoting their brand.
I also want to give a quick shout out to Sugar Bear Hair. I met their team weekend one at Coachella, and they really helped me and my friends out with sister security because it was crazy. You guys probably already know about their iconic hair vitamins, but they just came out with brand new vegan sleep vitamins. And first of all, taste so bomb, but most importantly, I've been dealing with a lot of anxiety recently, and it always comes late at night when I'm laying in bed thinking, which is not fun or fresh. So I've been taking these 30 minutes before bed, and they've been really helping. So if you guys want to check them out, you can swipe up.
That pissed off Tati Westbrook, and that's how we have Dramageddon 2. That and James Charles being a predator, but that's a completely different conversation. James Charles, we will never forget what you did. Anyway, how this includes Nikita Dragun is Nikita Dragun actually ended up going ahead on Twitter and posting that people wanted some clarification as to how James Charles was able to get Sugar Bear Hair Company to give him the backstage pass tickets for Coachella with security and all the nines on such short notice, since Tati Westbrook had stated in her video that this must be a lie because it's virtually impossible. Well, it turns out that Nikita Dragun was the person who helped out James Charles by contacting Sugar Bear Hair Company, who was the brand that was sponsoring her trip, and seeing if they would work with James Charles in order to give him the backstage pass it is that he so desired. So yes, Nikita Dragun has had involvements in 2 of the Dramageddons. Then, in that same year, Nikita Dragun got into trouble at the MTV Music Awards. In August of 2019, Nikita Dragun faced backlash because she decided to get 3 male escorts, one of which being black, on some leashes to dog walk them down the red carpet. Now, this was peak Nikita... I almost said it. This was peak Nikita Dragun just trying to rage bait everybody. She knew the formula, she knew how it worked, and she continuously kept pressing the public's buttons so that people would pay attention to her. Now, the reason that people had such a problem with this imagery of Nikita Dragun dog walking some men is because there was a black man involved. Let's just keep it a buck and a bean. And apparently there was a situation that took place in America. I am super not familiar with this story, so I will put it on the screen as I'm talking. But apparently there was a black guy in America who around that time had been detained, and the police had put him on a leash. So the timing of this stunt at the MTV Music Awards was just really bad. Now, I'm going to give Nikita some grace. I don't think she's the kind of person who pays attention to politics much, and I'm not being rude. I just truly don't think there's much of a brain there. However, this is one of the few controversies where Nikita Dragun actually responded. She stated in an interview that she wanted to replicate Snoop Dogg's red carpet entrance that he did like years ago, where he had a bunch of women on a leash. And essentially, she wanted to flip that on its head and go, yay, feminism. Now, forgive me, and maybe you can call me out in the comment section. You can say, Paige, you're giving Nikita way too much grace. But I genuinely think she's that stupid. And I'm not trying to be, I genuinely think that she would have never thought of that. She would have never have put two and two together. Now, you could argue that she has a privilege to not have to think about those kind of things, but I genuinely don't think she thought that, not even in a million years. I think she thought that she was doing the yay feminism thing and it just all went drastically wrong. Then, in that same year, we have cultural appropriation again. So in September 2019, Nikita Dragun was called out for cultural appropriation again because she decided to get herself some box braids.
You guys, I am fully aware a lot of people are going to say stuff about the hair choice that I have made, and I'm just going to be straight up and real with you. I appreciate all of my gorgeous Black women, and this was completely inspired by them. This is actually a protective hairstyle used to, you know, really protect the hair, get all the braids. It's such a cute look. A lot of times people get crazy in terms of like trying to rename a style or something that has such deep-rooted culture, and I would never want to obviously offend anybody. You know, me being part Native American, we also have braids and stuff like that, but I just wanted to take this moment to really just show my love, because I feel like there is a double standard for people who wear styles that are predominantly obviously Black or come from Black culture, and people want to act like it's a new trend or act like it's, you know, something brand new or whatever. And I just don't think that that's the case, obviously. And I even though I'm quote unquote benefiting, I guess, from the double standard, I just think it's whack. It's like, why can't these women wear their gorgeous style to work? Or why are we having people being sent home from schools and things? And I just feel like I definitely want to raise awareness for that, for one. And I just want to be real about it because I just think it's such a gorgeous thing. Hair is so beautiful to me, and women in general are just so beautiful to me. So I just want to pay my respect. I definitely don't want to disrespect anybody. You know, actually, wait, I have the best quote. Lady Gaga once said, "I've had enough. This is my prayer that I'll die living just as free as my fucking hair."
Now, I personally, again, to Jamaica for this conversation, I personally don't have a problem with other people having box braids, because in my opinion, that is a protective style. If you see me in box braids, it's because I'm trying to protect my hair and I'm trying to grow, or I'm going on holiday, so it's going to protect me from heat damage. But the way that I feel is that if you, a person with straight hair that is not made for this kind of style, want to pull your hair out follicle by fucking follicle and give yourself traction alopecia, who am I to stop you? Okay, you're gonna do it to yourself. I don't know how many videos we need to see white girls taking out their braids and losing a bunch of hair before y'all listen. Sometimes it's just not for you. But if you are on a one-way path to make yourself bald, who am I to fucking stop you? If you want to wear a bandana on your head for the rest of your life like Keemstar, be my guest. Okay, so then we flash forward to 2020, which is the COVID party. So around July 2020, definitely after the worldwide lockdown in May of 2020, Nikita Dragun was accused of attending a hype house party in the middle of lockdown. And allegedly, according to the tabloids, there was well over 60 plus influencers there, and none of them were wearing masks. Now we have to remember, we lost a lot of people in the pandemic. I unfortunately lost my grandma prematurely. There is also another TikTok creator called Lorray who had a party, and apparently Nikita attended that.
Los Angeles influencers keep getting worse, and it seems like they genuinely think that COVID just doesn't exist anymore, because tons and tons of the biggest influencers in the world were all seen out at a massive party the Hype House threw for Larry's birthday.
And also around this period, Nikita was seen like many of the other stupid public figures walking around LA, you know, with those little plastic guards around their mouth, like that was going to stop anything. Yeah, she was seen walking around with one of those, literally doing the bare minimum in the middle of a pandemic when we're all trying to self-isolate. Like, bro, I couldn't see my dying granddad. Like, fuck you. Honestly, truly, honestly. Nikita Dragun also decided to travel away for New Year's Eve in 2020 in the middle of a pandemic, maskless.
To be real with you guys,
You look like f***ing clowns. Oh, I'm not f***ing kidding. This is not like a tourist thing where it's like, it's Halloween, dress up like a f***ing Japanese geisha.
And also people had spotted her that same year maskless in an elevator in Miami. And in the video that apparently circulated online, you can hear Nikita Dragun saying that everyone's going to yell at me because I'm not wearing a mask. So then wear a mask. Then in that same year of 2020, Nikita Dragun decided to speed run all of the controversies and got herself into another one to do with sending white sage in PR packages. Again, a little bit too Jamaican for this conversation. So from what I'm hearing, white sage is pretty much like a closed practice to be used by Native Americans in America. And because of overconsumption, being able to get your hands on white sage as a Native American, for whatever ritualistic practices it is that you use for it, I have no idea, is becoming increasingly difficult for Native Americans to do. So there seems to be like an agreement within the spiritualist community within the US that, yeah, you can sage your house, but, you know, refrain from using white sage. The reason I say I'm too Jamaican for this conversation is Jamaica grows white sage. So, like, we be using white sage all the time, bitch. But either way, Nikita Dragun was called out for using white sage for commercial use when it really shouldn't be used in that way in America. Then, as if she didn't want to piss off the Black and POC community anymore, she starts another blackfishing debate. When she decided to tweet onto Twitter, what race should Nikita be today? Now, this was in October 2020, and this sparked significant backlash. There was also even like content creators. I think one of them was the fellow Black beauty guru, Nima Tang, and she never bothers anybody. But apparently she called Nikita out and Nikita responded and basically said, I was just joking about my skin tone being able to fluctuate to what color it wants because I'm biracial, and that she's tired of having to explain herself and she's fucking done. For me, again, I'm not particularly bothered by her comment. All I think is that whatever race it is that she does decide to be, it should be the one with the box braid, but this time braiding tighter, you know? Then in July 2020, Nikita Dragun was called out for being blasphemous and being disrespectful to the Catholic community for, I guess, making a prayer candle merch. Now, I'm not a Catholic, so I can't speak for the Catholic community, but what I can say is I've definitely seen other people create that style of merch. So maybe I'm unversed. Is everyone getting dragged when this happens? Or was it that Nikita Dragun just had such a succession of just very terrible decisions that people were just waiting to drag her? Like, I'm pretty sure I've seen the Weekend prayer candles. I don't know if it's his own personal merch, but I've definitely seen that. But again, I'm not a Catholic, so I don't know, but that pissed people off too. And then we move on to 2021, where we have the song DICK. I'm not saying it on here, I will get demonetized. So basically, Nikita Dragun released her first ever pop song called DICK and called herself the first ever trans pop star, which, as we know, is flagrantly untrue. People were saying that Nikita's claim of being the first trans pop star was erasing all of the other trans pop stars that have come before her. People also had a problem with the video as well, because the video used a lot of images of trans icons, including the infamous Marsha P. Johnson. And people deemed her use of these trans icons as exploitative. However, I'd argue that's her cultural history too, but I mean, I'll let y'all have at it. And then apparently she gave herself the moniker of Venus Extravaganza, who obviously, if you have seen Paris is Burning, is the Afro-Latina trans woman who was brutally murdered during the filming of Paris is Burning. And then, as if she couldn't stir up enough controversy, she had like a bunch of images that were like flashing up of various different celebrities with the word DICK over their faces, as well as over their bodies. Some of the people who were included actually publicly spoke out about being included in this music video, such as the rapper Asian the Brat, as well as Tyga.
So y'all, it looks like Nikita Dragun was feeling a bit messy and wanted to stir the pot. And earlier today, she said that she was dropping a song called DICK, and that a music video was coming out too. Well, she dropped the music video and titled it Nikita Dragun, the first trans pop star. And she threw lots of shade and spilled a lot of tea. In the video, she added like a bunch of photos, and this was one of them. This is Daisy Keach and her boyfriend Michael, and this one of Michael with Nikita behind him. This message from him, but listen to the song. and shared the screenshot of him liking her post. She also added a screenshot of Tyga's page and shared a screenshot of Tyga DMing her. She flexed that she gets more likes than Saweetie, Jeffree Star, James Charles, Tony Lopez, and Trisha Paytas. Look at those numbers. She also shared a photo of her and Vinnie Hacker, this photo of Harry Jowsey, and this photo of her and Polo from the 305. And this is the part of the song where she puts these photos. She also shared a few photos of different girls and said that they wear what she's worn already. Who the tea?
Then Nikita ended up getting into a bunch of controversy for stating that cisgendered women are not as attractive as trans women. Now, you would expect the anger to come from the cisgendered community. However, Nikita ended up getting called out by trans TikTokers for putting cisgendered women and transgendered women against each other. But in a post it is that Nikita Dragun posted to her Instagram, she left the caption, "Trans women are the most beautiful creatures to walk the earth. I've never seen a cisgender female come close to even looking how my sisters look." Now, transgender TikToker Zaya, if you don't know who Zaya is, she's a pretty big deal over on TikTok and her body's tea right now. She just has some gender affirming care. We live for that. But Zaya ended up calling out Nikita Dragun for trying to create competition between cisgendered women as well as trans women. And basically just said that, like, it was a pointless venture and why are you even doing this? Like, what do you gain?
Hi, okay, this video is for Miss Nikita Dragun. From one trans woman to another. Babe, let's talk. And this video is not all meant to be hateful or anything. There's just some things that I feel like need to be addressed for the trans community. Okay, so recently Nikita went on a spree about how trans women are the fantasy, trans women are the future, and there's just some things she said that are really harmful. Let's start with this statement she put on her story that says, "Trans women are the most beautiful creatures to walk the earth. I've never seen a cisgender female even come close to looking how my sisters look." She also posted this saying that trans women set the trends for cisgender females. And then she tried to correct it by saying black trans women and black gay people. Okay, now let's really just dive in to how wrong this is. First of all, no matter if a person is a cis woman or a trans woman, they're both women. It should not be a competition. But neither is better than the other. Yes, cis and trans women, we have our differences, but that does not place one above the other. I personally have so many trans friends, and yes, they are all beautiful and stunning, and I love them. But I also have cis friends who are beautiful and stunning, and I love them. Life is not a beauty competition. It's that simple, no matter how you identify. And I don't like how she's constantly saying that trans women are the fantasy and trans women are the future. Like, let's have a reality check. Most trans women are not rich and famous like you. Like, yes, if you have the money, go ahead, sell your fantasy, be beautiful, get all your surgeries, go ahead. But the bottom line and the truth is most trans women are not trying to sell a fantasy. I'm not trying to sell a fantasy. I'm trying to live my life authentically as a woman. That's not a fantasy. That's just me living my truth. Like, most of your trans sisters around the world are struggling. They can't even afford hormones. They can't afford the surgeries. Let's not put this idea into people's minds that all trans women are this fantastic creature that's better than everyone else. Like, no, babe, we are struggling in this world. We should be focusing on how to help our trans sisters instead of making it seem like all of us are this fantasy. Like, in most countries around the world, being trans is illegal. Being trans isn't recognized by the government. They can't sell their fantasy in those countries. They're just trying to live and survive. So you can't keep putting this idea into people's heads that all trans women are this fantasy. We are struggling, babe. And I agree on the fact we should absolutely be paying homage to the trends that have been set by black trans women and black queer people in the past. But it's not just limited to us. Black cis women are notoriously known for setting trends. It's not just black trans women. There's also black cis women involved who have set so many trends that we have benefited off of as well. Like, yes, black trans women have absolutely paved the way for so many people, but so have black cis women. It's not a competition. We're all women.
Then again, in February 2021, because she likes to do this at least once a year, just to make sure that you know that she's consistent with it, there were more blackfishing claims to do with her skin tone. And just when you think that Nikita Dragun has learned her lesson from 2020, she still continues to party maskless in 2021. Then Nikita Dragun gets a place on the Hype House reality TV show on Netflix. This is in April 2021. And I must say that I did think her casting was a little bit weird and jarring for me. Because I would imagine that Hype House is anything from like 18 to 23. And Nikita Dragun just, I don't know, maybe it's because she came into the industry on YouTube pretty young. Just seemed a little bit too old for that demographic. However, the controversy with the Hype House wasn't necessarily Nikita's fault. The controversy was that Hype House was given a Netflix show, and Netflix were like canceling a bunch of other TV shows that were extremely beloved by fans. So people were just kind of upset about it, but it didn't help that Nikita Dragun responded to the controversy by saying, you can't get mad at people for winning and succeeding, and if you do, you're literally like just a hater. Great response, Nikita. Do you understand why I don't think Nikita ever wrote that response in the beginning and it was just like PR work? Like, she didn't write that because that's her response. When Nikita responds to something, she says nothing. Then we move on to 2022. So the pandemic, we're on the other side of it. And what is happening now is that we are having business issues, where Nikita Dragun's brand was accused of stealing intellectual property. So an indie brand called Scandal Beauty accused Nikita Dragun of copying their nail design product. And people felt like Nikita's nails in the video looked eerily similar to the Scandal Beauty nails. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I don't give a fuck, it's nails. But what actually makes this story a little bit more interesting is that Scandal Beauty is actually a trans-owned brand. So there is that heightened level of morality to steal from your own community. Now, I'm not saying that that's something that happened. I truly do not know how the nail industry functions. So I'm definitely not going to sit here and make assertions that I can't corroborate. But that's what made the story interesting to many people. Not to me. I don't care about nails. Clearly.
We heard there's some new scandal nails on the market. Oh, how interesting. She actually placed an order from us not too long ago.
Keep in mind, y'all, Nikita stated on her Instagram post that she's been working on her nail brand for almost a year, which is equivalent to the date Nikita ordered the nails from Scandal Beauty to take inspiration. And y'all, this brand went off on Nikita in their newest TikTok video after they compared their press-on nails to Nikita's nails.
I guess you already know what time it is. Us versus them. 30 nails in 15 sizes. 24 nails in 12 sizes. Natural nude. Orange. Oh, nice. It came with some free glitter. Their biggest size doesn't even fit my thumb. Strong. Weak. Looks and feels like a salon manicure. We can't wait to see her rocking these on the red carpet.
And then in November 2022, finally, we get to Nikita Dragun's biggest and pretty much the final scandal. Nikita Dragun in November 2022 ended up getting arrested in Miami. So what happened? Well, allegedly, she walked around the hotel pool naked and then sprayed water at security. And then she decided to do it again to police during her arrest. And that can be blatantly seen on the body cam footage.
On 6 p.m. on November 7th, 2022, a 911 call comes in from staff at the Good Time Hotel in Miami Beach.
There's somebody here causing a disturbance on the restaurant level, undressed in no clothes and everything and whatnot.
The person is naked?
You hear him right now.
Male or female?
I don't know which one it is, but it's one of them.
Okay.
And she's throwing water on my foot. Hey, some of them start getting loud, dog. So I'm not the one, dog. I'm not going to lie to you. I am not the one, my.
Minutes later, the first officer arrives on scene, where the security guard who made the 911 call is already waiting outside to explain the situation.
Yeah, she upstairs. They telling me I'm finna call the general manager, but they telling me she's VIP, but I don't know if VIP or not. You can't do that, dog. I caught the lady in the back of the house, walking in the back, so I was like, hey, what's she doing here? She ain't got no clothes on, towel. She's walking through Strawberry Moon. She tripping now. Asking, hey, you this, hi, stopping at the bar. Ma'am, you are not dressed to be here. I need you to go to your room. Oh, don't talk to me like that. This, that, and the third. She goes, this, she takes some water from the deli, asks and pour the water on me, all type of yo. I don't come for that, dog. I don't give a
Who your friend? I don't care how much money they got. Y'all not gonna be disrespecting me all over here. That's why I called y'all, bro. Cause I'm about to fold this, put it in a mother pancake batter, dog. Nah, don't do that. For sure, dog.
See what I'm saying? Now there's noise coming. We finna get a noise control for sure.
Security knocks several times without a response, but when the officer steps in and announces their presence, someone finally answers.
Miami Beach Police, we need to talk to you. Open the door, please.
Is everything okay?
Obviously not. They have to talk to you.
About the disturbance from earlier.
Oh my gosh.
Watching this footage all over again, honestly, she is so hilarious. I don't know if she's on something or if sis is drinking or what the tea is, but when she's like, oh my God, oh, what disturbance? When, girl, we can literally hear the noise coming from your hotel room and people have been knocking on your door for quite some time. And only when the police officer announced themselves do you come out like, oh my God, I am just a small white woman.
I am a white woman in
Ladies,
America.
Is there a problem here?
Well, we just came here to speak to you about your incident from earlier.
You don't speak to me.
We want to let you know,
Yes?
as a collective,
Are you sorry?
I'm not sorry for anything.
Oh.
For you threw water on me, man. All right.
Nikita retreats back into the hotel room, seemingly ending the conversation. But what was meant to be a simple verbal warning was about to escalate to something far more serious.
I'm not going to go back and forth with this.
What would you guys like us to do?
The next complaint I get about her,
Do you guys want her out?
the person, I'm not going to...
Did I not put you out? Do you want
We
more?
get one more complaint.
Don't do that. You're gonna go to jail if you do that.
If you get it, you know what I'm saying? This is
Don't do
the
that.
time,
Don't do
dog.
that.
Oops.
Where?
Come on. Oh no. Oops. Hi. I don't think there's no shot.
Don't move.
Go ahead.
Deputies are able to quickly place Nikita in handcuffs without resistance.
Now, the hotel that Nikita Dragun was staying at, she was staying there as a VIP. However, this is not just like an adults-only hotel. This is a family hotel. So, bitch, you can't just be walking naked everywhere. Like in the words of Tati Westbrook, time and place.
Oh my God. Time and place.
But the calm doesn't last long.
Please face forward.
That water ate me too, by the way.
Oh, you didn't like that?
No, I didn't.
You didn't like getting wet? Then stand out of the way.
I was out of the way.
Okay. Well then, don't let a mother ever step to me.
Please don't do that. There's no need for that.
Oh,
There's no need to act the way you're acting right now.
what's the way I'm acting?
Okay?
At the end of the day.
Let go of this. Let go of this.
Please.
Let go of this.
Say please. Say please.
You're gonna escalate this.
No, I'm not. Let's go.
For absolute no reason.
Where's escalating?
Listen to me.
Yes.
We're giving you a lawful order.
Okay.
You are under arrest.
Okay, great.
We're asking you to let go of that.
I'm not going to.
Okay.
I'm not going to. Take it from me.
Okay. You understand that you're under arrest?
Yeah, that's fine. Take it from me. Take my bag from my hand. Take the bag from my hand.
Don't do that.
I'm not. Okay, then
Don't
take
do that.
Okay.
There's no need for that. Don't do that.
Oh.
You do not have to do that. What are you doing?
Can you please let go of the bag?
What are you doing?
And I know what you're saying. Oh, Paige always makes everything about race. I'm going to make it about race. I am so sorry I'm going to make it about race because this could never, and I mean never, have been a black person. Like, why are you doing this? Please stop. The police don't act like that with us. Crazy work. The amount of allowances that she was given during this time period just to reform her behavior, and she just kept going.
I got you. How much longer would I do? I'm only responding to the gays and the girls.
Honestly, T, same. I only make videos for the gays and the girls.
Please let go of your bag.
No, don't make me ask somebody to smite you. But
Please don't do that.
Quítate. Silencio. Leon. Silencio. 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 Oh my God. Oh no. Oh, please stop.
Please get up.
No, oh my God, I fell. I think I'm gonna have to be carried.
Please get up.
Oh my God, I fell from the sky.
Therefore, we're gonna have one in custody.
When
Can you have
raindrops
Sierra
fell
1033 respond to the QTA from us at the lobby?
the sky.
Nikita eventually stands and is escorted out of the hotel. Outside, they meet up with a female officer who prepares to conduct a standard search before transport.
You have anything on you?
What?
What kind of thing? You have any weapons or anything?
One of mass destruction between my legs, girl.
Yes! girl. I know that's right.
Okay. Do you have anything else?
No, just a dream and knowing exactly who I am. But clearly not everybody does.
So the charges it is that Nikita Dragun was up against was felony battery on a police officer, misdemeanor battery, and disorderly conduct.
I have to ask for the report policy-wise. What do you want to be identified as?
A man.
Okay.
This is a man's world.
Swear down, this shit is diabolical. Hi. She's so unserious.
As the deputy begins filling out Nikita's paperwork, tensions rise when questions come up about the location of certain personal items.
You have anything else in here?
No. Oh, I got panties. Go ahead. Yo,
There's no panties in here. There's no panties in here. You have lip gloss.
There you go.
Lip
gloss. But I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it go. I am going to let it go. Go. Get out of my. Please. I will show mercy.
What did I say about who runs the show here?
I run the show everywhere.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Do something about it.
No, you don't.
Do something about it. Find me my pennies. Because I came from
I have
nothing.
no idea where your panties are. I just brought you here.
Okay, go. You're dismissed. Go.
Because of that, I'm not going anywhere.
Out of my sight.
You don't run the show here.
I do.
The interaction continues to escalate, with Nikita growing increasingly agitated the longer the conversation goes on.
Oh, you're being so mean to a trans girl. I can't believe you as a woman are not going to validate my womanhood.
You're the one that started it.
You're challenging my womanhood. Let's go. You challenge my sit down. You want to challenge my womanhood? I don't even got to get up out of here. What's up?
How am I challenging your womanhood? Please tell me.
You want to fuck up? Come here. Come here now.
Relax.
Come here.
Relax.
Oh, you're going to hide behind. Oh, you want to hide? Oh, you want to hide behind there? Oh, you're going to hide? I got an army at my disposal. Dracarys! I am unburned. Try it.
Girl, this is not Game of Thrones.
Honestly, I live for this section of the video. It's literally my favorite bit. Dracarys, I'm unburnt. Girl, this is not Game of Thrones. She really thought she was doing something, and the woman was like, no.
Come at me. I know who the I am. Nicolas Antonio Win, breaker of mother chains, mother dragons, first of her name. I just got by God, because he said I got the best in the world, and my good too. And he wanted to make me come, and I waited. I waited, and the back of you is even worse than the front of you, but thank God you're sparing me, because God damn it, you look like even more of a dude than before. Because at the end of the day, at the end of the mother day, my says M for male. Male. And like I said, this is a man's world. This is a man's world.
And whilst, yes, okay, T, it is a man's world, but also James Brown said it wouldn't be nothing without a woman or a girl. So, I mean, girl, this is not Game of Thrones.
But as the verbal assault continues, the officer fires back at Nikita.
Damn, girl, you thick, girl, but not even in a good way. You're built like a brick.
At least mine is real.
Mine feels real and God loves
Yours
it.
is not real.
Huh?
Yours is not real.
Okay, so they all want to Can someone at least give me a thing of water? Make yourself useful, fire girl. Get me a glass of water.
Act right and you can get water.
Huh?
Act right and you can get water.
Give me water or I will rain right the here.
Honestly, when she said that she was gonna rain down here, I thought that she was like still in her Game of Thrones mode, but no, we're about to see she's about to rain. She's definitely about to rain, girl.
You want to step to me again? Let's go. Let's go.
Is it worth it?
Yes.
You don't think you're gonna lose a bunch of followers like that?
No.
No?
They will scream my name.
Debatable. Like nobody screamed her name. At this point, everyone was already tired.
Nikita begins spitting on the handcuffs, attempting to slip free of them.
Stop trying to take the handcuff off. You're gonna get handcuffed on the other hand too. Okay. What did you just use this like that?
It
To prevent any further issues, officers decide to cuff Nikita's other hand to the bench, securing both arms. But just when they think things have settled down, Nikita does something no one could have expected. The deputies continue securing Nikita's second hand to the bench, but Nikita begins pushing the female officer with a leg, prompting the officer to rush back over to assist.
Why are you gonna stay like that, bro? Okay. I'm not gonna fight you. Put your pants on.
I can't believe I'm just having to stay here with my on my wedding day.
And you did it at my birthday dinner.
Officers leave the room momentarily, and seconds later, Nikita performs another foul act of defiance.
Oh no, I have to pee. Here I go.
Rain down on me. Let your love just fall like raindrops.
A short time later, officers return to escort Nikita out of the station and into a transport van bound for the Turner Guilford Night Correctional Center, though the ride there was anything but quiet. Soon after, correctional staff ask the arresting officers how Nikita prefers to be identified.
His license says female, but he identifies as him, and he has female.
Switch to female, but as of right now, today, he wants to be addressed as a
The officers open the van doors, allowing Nikita to step out, then place Nikita on a nearby bench to wait for inmate clothing and an intake check by the jail nurse. But just as things begin to move forward, Nikita sets sights on someone new, and the tension is about to rise once again.
Sit down.
Out the way.
You just sit down. You don't make a
I'm not, you know what? I'm not gonna sit anymore. At all. At all. Well,
That's what you got to sit down.
oh, what?
That's what you got to sit down. Relax.
Oh, remember when you touched that one girl, homie?
Girl, what in the hell did you just say? Honestly, the amount of allowances that she is being given throughout this entire booking situation is crazy to me. Because it could never be me. It could never be one of us. It could never be. I literally showed you guys a picture of somebody being held on a leash by law enforcement, but this is fine. Crazy work.
Oh, yeah, you remember? Oh, she didn't want it. Okay. She didn't want it. That's fine. That's
No one did. Oh, for sure. No, yeah, he told me. He was like, he straight up said,
I was adjusting myself. And I took
I'm gonna sit down. Put your legs.
Oh, what? Oh, what? Oh, what? Oh, what? Oh, relax. Oh, you touching me again? Oh, but I'm not like the other one. Oh, you can touch me, homie. What's up? What's up? What the is up? What?
Now, Nikita Dragun claims that she was placed in the men's jail, but the police disputed parts of her account, stating that she was placed in a solo cell in confinement away from everybody else and that she was never in the men's unit. Now, Nikita Dragun ended up attending bond court and asked the judge who was there if she could be removed from the men's jail. So that does lead me to believe that there is a potential that Nikita Dragun could have been placed in the men's jail. And also, Nikita Dragun's publicist has also said that Nikita Dragun was placed in the men's jail. Now, what I will say is that Nikita Dragun in the video it is that obviously we've just seen kind of seems very drunken and disorderly. On numerous different occasions, I think there's 2 times that I could count on the footage of the body cam. She was asked what does she identify with, and both times she said male. Now, it's quite obvious that she is feminine presenting, so I would hope that the police, even with her being drunken and disorderly and formally stating that she wants to be regarded as he, him, I would hope that the police would show some discernment and think maybe not put her with the rest of the men where it can be scary and violent for her. However, I don't know whether you see this, but I don't trust the police at all.
Your Honor, may I ask one question?
Sure.
Do I have to stay here in the men's unit still?
Yeah, I don't make the rules up there, but they should make a proper accommodation for you. You should be in a separate area. You can contact the bondsman to try and get you out.
And the fact that Nikita Dragun was willing to ask that question in front of the judge, quite clearly fearful, at least says to me that she genuinely believes that.
All that has taken a backseat to her jail time experience, story after story, and allegations she was placed in the men's jail. Tonight, staff here at County Corrections is fighting back, saying they followed all protocols and procedures in place for transgender inmates. Inmate Dragun never even made it beyond the booking process prior to release, they say. Therefore, she was never placed in a men's unit. Additionally, they say Inmate Dragun was placed in a holding cell by herself due to her high-profile status before being released, and she was escorted out by an LGBTQ officer during her time at the corrections facility.
Now, as for the outcome of this case, what we know is Nikita Dragun ended up actually getting lesser charges. And I think she ended up having to do like some kind of community service or something, or anger management. Another thing I think that it's important to note is that when Nikita Dragun actually left the jail, once her bond was posted, she was actually picked up by fans. So there was no friends, no family, nobody close to her who was available to pick her up. A TikTok creator called Icy Wyatt asked his fans whether he should go ahead and pick up Nikita, bearing in mind the pair of them don't even know each other. He was one of a few fans who were waiting outside of the jail for Nikita, and because there was no one to pick her up, she just went with the fans. So she went from one tremendously traumatizing situation to now being in a really scary situation with people that she doesn't know. But she seemed happy to be away from wherever she came from.
Okay, y'all, so literally Channel 10 News is here, and they just told us that an inmate came out that got released. He said that she was at the front of the line, literally right about to get released, the next person, and they took her out and put her in the back of the line, and she started crying. So we could be here all night now. I feel so bad for her. Not only the fact that she's in a male, like she's in the male division right now, like men with men. She's also being like bullied, and the same happened to me when I was in there. Everybody makes mistakes, but nobody deserves to be treated unfairly. Like everybody else is getting their turn to come out. Anyways, y'all, I'm gonna be here for a while, so let's play some games in my bio. This is the door that she will be coming out of.
And it was, in fact, fans who ended up picking her up. This girl shared on TikTok, me not realizing it's Nikita Dragun coming out until she ran to us. And they had shared their experience picking Nikita up and what happened afterwards, which was just a lot of videos of her singing.
And although Nikita has since been released, some fans are still concerned for her. A TikToker has been posting videos of Nikita claiming that she picked her up from jail. That first TikTok they posted was only a second long. The caption says, "She is safe and sound. Please stop trying to say you were there when you weren't." And by "please stop trying to say you were there when you weren't," they could be referring to Icy Wyatt, who claimed that he actually went to the jail and waited for hours to pick her up, and also paid $350 to a bail bondsman to get her out. This is a screenshot from the next video that this user posted. Their name is Marilyn. The caption says, "This is in my car." Here's the clip.
And for all of my life.
The next video says, "Me not realizing it's Nikita Dragun coming out until she ran to us."
One person. One fucking person. Oh my god, it is.
Their caption says, "We were the only ones there to pick her up. We stayed with her for as long as needed. Unfortunately, we had to leave because it was almost 8 in the morning, but we made sure she ate, had a bath, drank water, and slept safe and sound. We learned so much about her and became good friends. I will not be releasing any extensive videos of her because my family is in the most of them." Then she posted another video saying Nikita asked her to film this, and she says, "Do you guys hear the vocals? I can't wait for her to drop the new song she's creating." Here's that video.
Something that's cheap.
Last video is a better video of Nikita getting released. They say once again she is safe. I keep hearing about her managers and whatnot, but Nikita cut off all her managers due to them trying to say she was crazy.
Nikita, baby. How are you, baby? Are you okay?
There's a lot of questions surrounding these videos and Nikita's release. Like, who are these people that picked her up? Are they friends? Are they fans? Where are her friends and family?
Nikita! It's crazy to me that people went there to go meet her.
when she came out of jail, and to go pick her up after watching all of my videos about bailing her out. And when I was sitting there waiting for her for a couple of hours, her manager had called me and told me to leave because they sent a car for her. Yet fans were able to go pick her up and wait for her. I don't understand. But like I said, I wasn't going there to meet her. I was just going to go help a girl out. So I'm glad she got help. I'm glad she got safe. And I'm glad she's out of that mess. Also, she did get ROR'd, which means basically that my bail bondsman will be returning the $350 I paid for her. So I'm not even expecting a thank you from her.
But for the most part, that was pretty much the last we saw of Nikita Dragun. She pretty much, like, no word of a lie, disappeared for a year. Well, after the 2022 arrest in Miami, as you can imagine, finances probably aren't that great for Nikita Dragun. She lost a lot of mainstream media interest, and some brands have even come out publicly and tried to distance themselves from Nikita Dragun directly. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that Nikita Dragun is definitely on her hands and knees and needs to go to the food bank. But what I am saying is Nikita Dragun has very limited brand endorsements, and the brands it is that she's working with now, in comparison to the brands it is that she was working with pre-2022, are completely worlds away. Some of the brands it is that she's been collaborating with and working with, I don't even think anyone knows who they are. Like, very obscure, random brands. So between 2022 and 2023, we just didn't see Nikita Dragun. Now, bearing in mind, engagement and Instagram is pretty much her bread and butter, because as I already told you guys earlier, Nikita Dragun hasn't posted a YouTube video in well over 4 years. So I think it's safe to say that we can't truly regard her as a beauty influencer that's still practicing. Now, in 2023, she was still inactive, giving us the odd sporadic post, and her brand, Dragun Beauty, is pretty much non-existent. Like, it's not doing anything. The socials aren't moving. And as I said in the intro of today's video, a lot of people have been finding Dragun Beauty items in TK Maxx or TJ Maxx for you guys in the US. But essentially, she didn't really do a proper comeback or return to social media until 2024. So we're talking at least 2 years of barely being active online. So essentially, Nikita attempted to come back in 2024 3 separate times. She reappeared after a long hiatus in 2024 and returned back to TikTok and returned back to Instagram, but definitely not addressing anything whatsoever.
She had been teasing this sort of death of her old self and talked about a rebirth, posting RIP Nikita Dragun a ton on social media, including a now deleted YouTube video that was titled RIP Nikita Dragun. She talked about how everything in her past led her to this new version of her, and at the time people were not very happy that she had clickbaited not being alive, but she was basically trying to introduce this new her.
This is a new me. Not like actually though, because I haven't technically gotten a new nose job since like my last video. So physically I'm the same, but like inside, like the inside plastic parts of me, like the doll parts have changed. You know, I've had friends in my life. I've, you know, had some relationships, some real, some fake, a lot of toxicity, whatever. But anyways, it's all led me to this kind of new era in my life.
She ended up later tweeting more about the changes that she wanted to make in her life, saying, RIP Nikita Dragun. I have had many rebirths in my life, physically, professionally, privately. I have found myself, lost myself, then completely fell from knowing myself at all. Life will do that to you. The pursuit of fame, money, and grandeur will do that to you. The beauty in falling and losing yourself is that there is always a choice to get your back up and start over, to rebirth yourself. I need to lay to rest an old chapter of my life in order to birth a new one filled with gratitude, humility, and the valuable lessons learned from past mistakes. I've given so much focus to my external transformation, and now it's time to focus on my internal transformation, to pause everything and do the work to take care of myself mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. I am thrilled to step into this new era together. I love you all so much. Thank you for your support.
She came back to a little bit of a mixed reaction online, but for the most part, it seemed like she was ready to move on. And then we got silence again. A lot of people at that time was criticizing Nikita Dragun for having a lack of accountability and that she was pretending that nothing happened. And truly, I think that those kind of negative comments were just getting to her. Maybe she's taken time to heal, and being so numb and absent-minded to the kind of criticism it is that she receives online is no longer working or serving for her. We have to remember this was a woman who made her living out of rage-baiting people in this attention economy. Her her and Trisha Paytas, in my humble opinion, were pretty much like two sides of the same fucking coin. Then she attempted to make another comeback around the end of 2024, 2025, where she posted a video titled, "Get ready with me to change my gender back to male."
Get ready with me to change my gender back to male. Wait, what is happening? Even my AI is a dude? Bro, what the?
Just kidding, or maybe not.
Again, kind of leaning into that rage-baiting style of content. However, again, the reaction the audience gave her was mostly negative. People accused her of making light of trans identity, or just rage-baiting for attention. Little did we know that the US states are now attempting to revoke gender-affirming identification. But at this point in late 2024/2025, trans identification, at least at that point, was a lot safer than it is today. Then in August 2025, Nikita Dragun, after another hiatus, after, a post that didn't go too well, she attempted to return back again, this time in a video titled, "Get ready with me to work a normal 9-to-5 job as a retired influencer."
Get ready with me to work a normal job as a retired influencer.
Hi guys, so yes, I did that.
Just kidding. Today we are learning how to make my absolute favorite meal since I was a little boy. Oh, wait, what? Ooh, Mira la waist, girl. Oh, why was that? Oh, y'all heard that too? I forgot how much a apron can snatch though. Oh.
I imagine this was her poking fun at the fact that, her career's not as popping as it used to be, showing some self-awareness. However, again, this video wasn't received very well because it was that rage-baiting tone it is that she likes to use with a lot of her content. The only way she's ever known how to make content, because there are actual people who are working 9-to-5 jobs and not cosplaying this, who are trying to split 2 pennies together to make $3 for rent. So a lot of people saw it as tone deaf, and again, she was getting dragged in the comments. Then towards the end of 2025, Nikita Dragun started taking posting online and more consistently a little bit more seriously. But this final attempt of Nikita's career revival, obviously, with it being Nikita, came with a whole new look, which seems to be very Korean inspired. Now, I will say that at the moment, everybody is very much into their Korean skincare. However, again, she's getting quite a few people critiquing her because with her history of quote-unquote blackfishing, people feel like Nikita Dragun is using her ability to be able to be racially ambiguous in certain situations, to be able to morph into whoever it is that she wants to be. And people feel like that their culture, their identity is not a costume. Now, in the year of 2026, Nikita Dragun is still posting. She's posting. It's a little bit more consistent. Not as consistent as before, but she seems a lot more happier. I don't know if she went into recovery, she went into rehab, because I'm going to be honest, that whole arrest situation seemed like that people were under the influence of something a little bit more than alcohol. But it seems as if she hasn't garnered the same kind of success it is that she had in the past. And honestly, I am here to tell you that that is okay. So, what is my conclusion to this whole entire thing? My thoughts is Nikita Dragun came into the industry so young and has learned from some of the most horrible, influential figures within the space. I would say that the majority of the old beauty community that we know and love to hate, like the Jeffree Stars, the Manny MUAs, the Laura Lees, the Gabriel Zamoras, the Tati Westbrooks, Jackie Iners, I feel like many of us, especially millennials, we don't regard them with the same enjoyment that we did in the past. I think that Hollywood changes people. Like they get there and they just switch up. I genuinely think that it's a place, especially if you're an influencer, that encourages a certain level of narcissism. I feel like in that time where Nikita Dragun was finding herself as a woman in LA, I don't think she found out what kind of woman she is. And we have to remember, as cisgender women, we are kind of at somewhat of an advantage to be able to build our character as a woman throughout our whole entire lives. And I truly think that Nikita Dragun is just only now discovering who she is. But I don't think she knows how to navigate the social media landscape as it is today, especially with how everything is so algorithmically driven. Because the internet that she had in 2013 when she made her first video is not the same internet that we have today. I mean, for goodness sakes, if I leave this channel for over 7 days because I really want to work on a good body of work to really put out a good, like, chunky 2-3 hour video for you guys, I'm penalized. Notifications don't go out. I'm not showing up in people's subscriptions. I'm nobody's suggested videos. So for her to have taken the time off that she did, it's such a huge transition for the internet between 2022 to 2024. She simply just can't pick up where she left off. And also, that identity that she was beginning to build as a beauty influencer is somewhat gone. What did we see throughout the majority of Nikita's career? We saw the pussy stunting, the glam looks, the Coachella, the collaborations, the Hype House, the reality TV shows on Snapchat. I mean, truly sit down and ask yourself, when's the last time you saw Nikita sit down and put some makeup on? Just for us. Chatting about her day. She doesn't, because unfortunately the algorithm just doesn't reward that anymore. It's very difficult. And if you are going to be doing makeup in today's climate, in today's landscape, you better take that over to TikTok and you better take that over to shorts or reels. Makeup tutorials where a YouTuber sits down with you and has a kiki about their day while they talk about this really cool blush it is that they found in Sephora is no more. All of the favorite YouTubers of that era are doing other things. I think the only people who are still doing makeup is Nikki Tutorials and that predator James Charles. And even James Charles isn't always doing makeup, girl. The truth is the climate changed, but the only thing that was consistent, even from all the way back in 2017 when she did that photo shoot with Jeffree Star, is that rage baiting your audience into engagement works. It worked back then and it works today. But at this point, it seems like Nikita Dragun is learning not to feed the beast and to rediscover who she is as a woman. But I also think she's learned a lesson that unfortunately we've told her. She grew up in the cancel culture era, where people were losing their entire livelihoods over, for real, some of these things, besides James Charles, some of the most trivial shit ever. She learned not to apologize because apologizing probably actually does worse for your career than if you don't say anything at all. I mean, for goodness sake, some of these new beauty influencers have learned from the past YouTubers' mistakes. McKenna Noguera put some eyelashes on and did an eyelash product review and lied to the entire fucking world, and she never addressed it again. Brand deals are still there, endorsements are still there, money's still going up, new product launches, new products, and she is making money hand over fist because she didn't say a word.
This literally just changed my life. This looks like false. This is how? What?
Unfortunately, what cancel culture ultimately taught us is that the only person who can cancel you is yourself. And the moment you give the mob what they are waiting for, they're going to use it to tear you apart. And the best example I can show of this is when I say the words Kenza Cosmetics, who's the person that comes to your mind? Gabby Hanna.
I would also add, manage your expectations a little bit.
Do you know who else heavily endorsed Kenza Cosmetics? Tana Moja.
Today I am partnering with Kenza Cosmetics and they are doing a promotion right now where all of their makeup brushes are free. All you have to do is pay the shipping. I'm obsessed with so many of them and they're really high quality brushes and literally all you have to do is pay shipping. So swipe up to check them out. Shout out Kenza Cosmetics. Okay guys, I'm gonna add the flamingo set to my cart. I was gonna do the bimbo one, but they were already sold out. As you can see, literally $0. Come on, get in my cart. So many people must be on the website. Like, what's going on? I just added it to my cart. You should do the same.
But you know what Tana Moja did? She didn't respond. So as a community, as a society, as a whole, we say we want accountability, but there's no actual positive reinforcement for these influencers to hold themselves accountable. Because even if they do, even if they attempt, nobody's going to believe them anyway. For me, myself personally, there are stories that have been running around rampant about me on Reddit, and I have absolutely no intention of addressing them. Because honestly, I have yet to see, especially in this social media space, a person address a controversy and it positively work out for them. And the only person who even comes close to having a positive impact from taking accountability is Jenna Marbles, and she took herself off the internet. Because I truly believe, I guarantee, actually, that if Jenna Marbles had decided to stay after apologizing, you guys would have never let her live that down. Because the truth of the matter is that people's forgiveness is subjective. Nikita Dragun has attempted to make herself look racially ambiguous on numerous different occasions. Yet, and people aren't gonna like this, but I'm just gonna be honest, because honestly, why am I here if I can't speak my honest truth? And if somebody comes in and leaves a comment and says, oh, that's not the take, honestly, then go find somebody else's take, because I have no time for this. As a content creator, I am getting entirely tired of feeling like I have to suppress my own voice in order to make other people feel placated. I'm done. But I digress. Nikita Dragun has attempted to look racially ambiguous on several different occasions, right? That much we can say. Box braids, locks. I would argue that Nikita has absolutely no control over the editing of her face within the Jeffree Star Cosmetics campaign, and I would argue that that's Jeffree and his team's issue to deal with. But with every attempt of her trying to come back to the internet to do something else, to talk about something else, it gets so heavily criticized that it actually takes the joy out of content creating for content creators. Whereas I will see an entire comment section flooded with, we miss Jenna Marbles, and she's the same person who painted her skin black and said, ching chong, shake your wing wong ding dong, or something to that effect. Something that is quite literally overtly racist. To not just one minority demographic, but two. I am under no illusions that Nikita Dragun is just like a good person who deserves a chance. But for goodness sakes, you guys have given Tana Mongeau a chance and she's rehabilitated her career. At one point in time, you could type Tana Mongeau's name online and it would just be straight up negativity. Now everyone loves her. Why? Because she's given herself the chance to rehabilitate, to become a better person, to get off the drink, to get off the drugs, to focus on her career. But we're also pretending like Tana Mongeau wasn't this crazy, tragic, rage-baiting mess that Nikita Dragun was up until 2022 when she took her hiatus. And I just personally feel like the world is so incredibly bleak right now and so incredibly horrible to live in. Like, people can't afford food. Oh my God, the petrol prices are out of this world right now. I'm scared to top up my motherfucking car. And I just refuse to think that people who haven't done a tremendous amount of harm on this planet can't change. And this is not me saying that you have to shower these content creators with praise and love. But it is me saying that as a practice for everybody, maybe we should just ignore them until they get it right. So at this present moment in time, Nikita Dragun is not doing anything problematic anymore. She's hanging out with some of her older YouTube friends. Like, I see her hanging out quite frequently on TikTok with Joey Graceffa, and is now making content because she wants to make content and she enjoys it. Now, is she ever going to stop rage baiting the internet for engagement? Probably not. But I truly think that somebody who has taken that long of a hiatus of 2 years, where their primary source of income, I imagine that person took some time to self-reflect. So I await to see the kind of person it is that Nikita Dragun is going to be. And as much as we've had a little bit of a laugh at all of the crazy stunts it is that she's done in the past, she has definitely made her mark as a beauty guru pioneer for the trans community. And she has turned some looks whilst being the most chaotic bitch on the internet. So say what you want about Nikita Dragun. Love her, hate her, or somewhere in between. God damn it, she's been entertaining. Anyway, with that being said, that is it for today's video. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. This has taken me so long to film, my goodness. And I think the edit's going to take me long as well. I'm literally here on Sunday morning at 6:41 a.m. And I'm pretty sure you guys probably won't get this until Tuesday because this has been a long film. Like, I've been filming for a long time. And I'm probably still going to have to update it as well with like my little voiceovers and stuff. So with that being said, please do not forget to give this video a thumbs up if you like it. it if you don't. I don't give a shit anyway. Don't forget to subscribe and to hit that notification with the bell. Also, I would like to say a massive thank you to Bellesa for sponsoring today's video. Make sure that you guys go to the description box down below and make sure you purchase from the Whisper collection so that you guys can get your hands on a brand new free Whisper Vibe or a Rose section. Make sure you click the link in the description box down below. It greatly helps my channel when you do. And also, if you would like some exclusive content, I have been uploading quite frequently recently on my Patreon as well as my members. So you can definitely go ahead and check that out for all of the new and exclusive content. We will be continuing with a series it is that we are watching on Patreon. So definitely go ahead and check that out. With that being said, have an amazing day or evening, whatever the hell it is you're doing. I am going home. I'm going to bed. It's been your girl, Paige. Bye.